welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, then welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be trying out a brand new collection here from ColourPop. You guys know I love my ColourPop reviews. This is the RAWbeautyKristi collection, which I know so many of us are excited to see her collaborate with ColourPop. So I'm going to be trying out the eyeshadow palette, the eyeliners, the Super Shocks, everything in this collection, also doing some swatches. I am also going to do some comparisons to the RAWbeautyKristi Pure palette as well, and swatch the palette side by side so you can see that. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is exciting. ColourPop just sent this over, so I wanted to get this up for you guys as quick as I could. This collection is now live. Checking on it when I am filming it is still available. I know the bundle sold out, but the rest of the individual products are still available on ColourPop's website. I know this is a collaboration that so many people have been waiting to see. I know it's been highly requested by ColourPop to do a collaboration with RAWbeautyKristi, so exciting for her. So the collection consists of a bunch of different products. We have an eyeshadow palette, there are some lip products, there's also eyeliners, as well as Super Shock shadows, so a full collection here. Why don't we go ahead and dive in with some swatches. So this entire collection is inspired by the state of Washington. So you have like mushrooms and everything all across the entire collection. It's called Into the Woods. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to show you everything. The packaging is super cute on all of the products. And then the packaging here is what it looks like. We have the nice packaging here as well. And we also have the RAWbeautyKristi X ColourPop and everything. So I am just gonna dive into swatches. I'm sure you guys have watched Kristi's video. If not, she did do a whole launch video on the collection showing swatches and everything as well, but I'm gonna swatch everything really quickly. So this is the lip products right here. So the first one here is called Wildflower, and I love the ColourPop Lux Lip products. Their lip oils are amazing, as well as the lip glosses. I think they're beautiful. And the second shade, this one is called Glacier. This one also looked really pretty in her swatch video here, so I'll go ahead and show you guys. So here's swatches of both of those lip colors right there. Both of them look very wearable. The one Glacier looks super pretty, like it would be really wet on the lips, which I like in a gloss formula. There are also 4 different Super Shock shadows that are a part of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you each one of them. So this first one here is Like a Moss. It's a really pretty green shadow. We also have this one here, which is called Olympic, which has some really pretty like gold iridescent flecks in it. And then we have the Mycelium right here, and then the last one here is called Campfire. That's a really pretty like bronzed gold shade. So I went ahead and swatched all 4 of them right there in order. Super gorgeous swatches. I feel like they always swatch really pretty. Love the Super Shock shadows. That's actually my first product I ever tried from ColourPop. Love those. So then we have the cream gel liners. I'm a big fan of this formula as well. There are 3 different cream gel liners. 3 colors for those is there's a brown shade, more of like a teal green, and then we also have a yellow. Here are all 3 swatches there. Again, love that formula. Now we're gonna move over into the eyeshadow palette. This one is the All Forest Sight. This has 12 different pans to it. It's very pretty packaging here on it. And I'll go ahead and show you guys the inside. So this palette does not have a mirror. It's gonna retail for $20. But here is the inside. The thing I noticed most about this palette is that it is mostly matte, the same as her Pure collaboration. I think she only had 2 shimmers in that one as well, so it is a mostly matte palette. You have this one here that looks like it has a tiny bit of sparkle in it, and then these 2 shades right here, but the rest are matte. So I really wanted to kind of compare it side by side with her Pure palettes, only because when I looked at this, I saw a lot of resemblance in the shades, which is fine because obviously this is like her type of tones, this is what she likes. But for me personally, I kind of saw a little bit of resemblance, and I wanted to see if I was like just fooling myself or if there are actual like dupes for each other in the pans. But looking at it now, it doesn't look as much like each other as I thought it did, but here's it next to the more like neutral side of her palette, and then I'll go ahead and flip it over here, and then this one here is the more colorful side of the palette. So it's not as much of a dupe as I thought. I thought that there was some more similar colors, I think just like with those like greens and the blues and things, but I think definitely this one is like a lot more vibrant. I definitely think you could kind of dupe a few of the shades on the other side with the browns, but I think those are pretty typical for like a neutral palette there. So I will swatch and see if I can find any similar shades from this palette, but let's go ahead and see swatches of this one. Swatching all of the shades, they swatched incredible. They look very, very foiled, very pigmented. Again, the shimmers look really nice, and again, it is a mostly matte palette, which I don't always love. I feel like this was my con with her last collaboration, is there's so many mattes. But I feel like obviously with the Super Shocks in this collection, it's going to make up for that because you can always top them with that if you do end up getting the entire collection. So I'm going to show you a couple of swatches that I thought resembled this one really quick, and then we'll move into trying it out. Okay, here are a few of the shades that I thought looked pretty close to this new palette. This blue is definitely a lot more vibrant than this blue in this palette. A few of the mattes, like this matte right here, looks really similar to this one, so I would say those are pretty spot on as far as dupes go. And then both the yellows I think look similar. This one's a little bit more orange. I think these are a little bit more yellow. And then we have this pinky one, which is a little bit more pink than this one. And the shimmer, I think, has definitely the new ColourPop one has more depth to it than this one here. So that is just the swatches. I just wanted to quickly do that because when I saw them, I thought they looked a little bit similar, but swatching them, I don't think they do. So I think if you do have that palette and you want to support Kristi again and grab this one, I don't think you'd be mad. I don't think that it would be too similar. I think it has a few similar colors, but all in all, I think it's a pretty different palette. So let's go ahead and try it out on the eyes. I am going to be using some of the ColourPop brushes. I did see the brush bundle is back in stock. I highly recommend. These have been really great, especially the face brushes too. But I'm first going to start in the shade Puffball right here. I went ahead and applied some concealer. I did my brows really quickly. For concealer, I just used the CoverGirl Undercover Concealer that I love a lot. So definitely when it comes to ColourPop's formula, I feel like pigmentation is always there. I always appreciate how pigmented their shades are. And I'm hoping that with this collaboration, the formula remains the same, but so far with this shade, seems like it. Like I said, ColourPop is one of my favorite brands, so I was more excited, not more excited, but I was excited to see this collaboration because I feel like we've all been waiting for her to collab with ColourPop. I think it was just something we knew was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. And obviously, I think with the Pure collaboration, they probably saw how successful that was, and they were like, duh. Actually, watching her video, though, it looks like they had it in the works, I think, before that launched. But definitely, I think brands probably took alert at how well that first collaboration went and was like, okay, she's one to collaborate with, because she kind of had Pure just like probably at a loss with how much of a response they got from that palette, because that launch was so sticky. And I know a lot of you had mentioned to me that it took you a long time to get her palette. You were like on site like all day, and that one was just such a mess. So I'm hoping that ColourPop kind of learned from that and really prepares for this launch. And so far, like, I was able to get on the site no problem and everything when I checked before starting this video. So hopefully that's a good sign you guys are able to grab this if you're interested. So far the shade is looking nice. I am liking how it's blending. I actually really want to play with this deeper shade right here and kind of make more of like a darker eye and use one of the Super Shocks on top of that. So that's my plan. So I'm going to kind of build that up a little bit. I do want to add a little bit of this green because I love a good forest green shade. I was excited to see this color in there. I feel like it kind of reminded me of the Yoda palette that they just came out with, like that green. And I've been loving that palette. I've been playing with it a bunch. So I was excited to see the green color, and I think it really goes with her theme. So I'm just going to add this in first, just for a little more depth before we go in with that deep shade. Okay, so now I'm going to start to pack that on. This is the Let It Rain shade right here. And this one is like a black, but it almost has like these, I don't know, like reddish flakes in it. I'm really curious to see how this one looks on the eyes. Yeah, it's more of like a black, but it has like these tiny little reflex to it. So I'm really quickly just going to pack this, kind of map out where I want it, but pack it all over the lid. And then we're going to try one of these Super Shocks over top. I think that would be really pretty if you did like the green in this palette over top of this as well. I think that would be something different. Okay, now I'm going to take this small brush right here. I'm actually going to go into the shade right here, and this one is called Old Growth. And I'm going to add a little bit of this just to help kind of blend out this black shade. Just a little bit of it here to help kind of blend out these edges. Okay, so now from her Super Shocks, I really want to try this shade right here. I think it's so pretty. This one is in Olympic, and I want to put this one all over the lid on top of the black. So I think it'll be a really cool moment. Yeah, that's what I wanted, like a sparkly, dark, like dramatic eye. I thought it was something different. I watched a few reviews on this collection, and I hadn't seen anyone use the darker colors, so I thought that would be something different in case you guys were interested in like another type of look you could create. I think what works best with them if you're applying them over shadow is if you actually like wipe your hands clean and then go back in with them, because I feel like if you put your hands in them when you already have like a little bit of matte shadow, they don't work as well. So I kind of just like getting my hands clean again before I go in and add more product on top. I think that really helps to help the like shadow adhere better. Now we're gonna try out one of the cream gel liners, and I kind of want to use the green shade like on my waterline. I love these for the waterline. I feel like they're super opaque and they last really well as well. Sorry if I'm like pulling my eye down. I know this is always awkward to see someone doing that, but kind of just work that on my lid, and then we'll go ahead and add a little bit of shadow here as well. That green looks really nice paired with this darker eye. I'm gonna go ahead and add some lashes really quickly along with the rest of my base, and then we will apply the lip products together. Okay, I'm back after applying my base makeup. I do really quickly want to do a little bit on the lower lash. I'm gonna take this color right here called Emerald City and just swing that on my lower lash line before I put on my mascara here. For lip liner, I'm gonna add some of the ColourPop, oh snap, mine needs to be sharpened really badly, but I'm gonna add this to my lips really quick before we apply the glosses. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with Wildflower first, and then I'm gonna apply a little bit of Glacier over top. And again, formula is really nice on these if you haven't tried it before. I really do like it. Okay, so there's Wildflower, and then like I said, I'm gonna add a little bit of Glacier just on top, just so we can see how this one looks. Kind of dab it on there. Just added more shine. This one really makes your lips look nice and juicy. I like that a lot. So after that, that is going to do it for this look. I know my hair is kind of like frizzy and crazy. I haven't had the chance to style it yet, but I wanted to get this video up for you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing this tutorial on this look. You found the swatches helpful in some way. I would definitely recommend this collection. I think it's very nice. I think if you are a Kristi fan, you won't be disappointed. I think she did a really good job selecting the collection as a whole. The palette, if I'm being nitpicky, I would prefer it have like one more shimmer in there, just because I feel like it's very matte heavy, but I do think it's a nice formula. I think she chose some nice colors, and I think this will complement your collection very well if you like the tones of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends.